Aquarius, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. Those of you that are new here, welcome. And those of you returning, welcome back. So, Aquarius, this is all about the last 2 weeks of June. What's happening around you, outside influences, pleasant surprises, maybe not so good stuff, all right? Tarot is very real, okay? All sorts of scenarios can happen. It's not a personal reading, guys, all right? So take what resonates, leave the rest behind, as always. So, Aquarius, let's have a look at the last 2 weeks of June for you. One more shuffle, and I think we're about done. Okay, you might be in a period of waiting around for something. This is like, doing research, putting in the work, and then waiting around. So it could be, filing forms, these kind of things, and then you're just waiting for how to push the process forward. But an element of waiting for something might be prevalent throughout the last couple of weeks of June. All right. Center of the reading, High Priestess here. All right. It's a great card, Aquarius. This is like, some of you might be, really into spiritual practices throughout the last couple of weeks of June. You might feel some kind of connection with spirit. Others of you, your intuition is on point. So if something seems off, it probably is. And if something seems right, it probably is. Okay? So trust your intuition. The challenge that you're going to have. Okay, we've got the Ace of Swords. So the challenge is, remember I said a period of waiting. Intuitively, you know that you're doing the right thing. Okay? The challenge is to get that clarity. So don't doubt your intuition, all right? Just keep it moving, Aquarius, throughout the last couple of weeks of June. And just realize that no news is good news. That period of waiting doesn't mean to say it's wrong, okay? Yeah, because, you might get a bit antsy and you might feel a little bit stuck, okay? So let's say that, you're reliant on a certain piece of paperwork to move you forward in business, in love, in life, right? And it's not coming through, and you're waiting around for it, okay? But you're feeling stuck. It doesn't mean to say it's not coming, Aquarius. So don't put your life on hold waiting. Keep it moving, okay? And certainly trust your intuition is key. In the recent past, okay, maybe we've got the Emperor in reverse here. So this is not taking control, or you felt a little bit out of control. And so, look, if I look at the High Priestess, we've got three major arcana in a 4-card spread so far. Okay, so it's quite a powerful 2 weeks for you. There might be major shifts, Aquarius. But in the recent past, Emperor in reverse, this is like not taking action. The Emperor is a leader. It's very masculine energy. It's very stoic, rules with an iron fist kind of thing, but gets the job done. It's the sign of Aries. But so the recent past, I think it might have been, the start of this waiting game where things were out of your control, even, Aquarius. But look, your focus is clarity, getting very clear, getting your ducks in a row. And maybe, with the Ace of Swords here, you've had to take, put the ball in your own court and really take action, even though things might be at a little bit of a standstill. There's a waiting game going on, but at least you've taken action, okay? The rest is out of your hands. What you don't see coming towards you is the end of toxicity. Some of you might be working on your addictions. If you've been, going to the gym too much, drinking too much, smoking too much, or whatever, it might be a time throughout the last couple of weeks of June where you really look at that and you get some clarity on that as to the reasons why you were doing it, and taking action, getting clarity on that. And you might feel stuck, let's say you were giving up drinking, and then, you know that most of your friends were out there and they're, they partake in a glass of wine or two, as a social thing. And then you're feeling stuck, like, I can't go just yet. I've just given up something. It'll be too much of a test for me. Those kind of things, all right? So you're waiting for those urges to pass, that 3-week rule, I think it is, give something up for 3 weeks, you're forming a new neural pathway, a new pattern. Your energetic field, all right, in your element, we've got King of Swords here, air energy. You're very pragmatic. You'll be really into research. You'll be getting your ducks in a row, especially paperwork, finances, anything to do with facts and figures. Okay, you'll be very factual. Okay, so it might be admin time for you, Aquarius. Okay, outside influences, there's some kind of disappointment here, or someone is disappointed. I'm going to clarify this reading, Aquarius. Your fears, Two of Cups in reverse. Some of you fear that you might be in a connection here. You might see someone as a little bit controlling, my way or the highway, and you're kind of like fearing, is this really, my soulmate? Would they do the things they do, if they were my soulmate? There might be a relationship that you put into question here, okay? Outcome, right? You're going to avoid tower moments, okay? So how I'm looking at that for you, Aquarius, even though clarity is a challenge, waiting around for paperwork to come back to you, the go-ahead, the green light, the red tape cut, all these kind of things, you're going to avoid a tower moment, okay? You are focused on clarity and you're very clear. Okay, and you're on top of your game when it comes to facts and figures. There'd be no pulling the wool over your eyes, Aquarius. I think your attitude might very well be throughout the last couple of weeks of June. Tell it like it is, not mincing your words. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. This kind of thing, all right. And especially if anyone shows up like this in your life, you've no time for it. It really is. Come on, look, I've seen this before. I don't appreciate this. So, the King of Swords, male or female, this is your energetic field. Cutting through people's bullshit and manipulations with solid boundaries. Okay, even in the workplace, it's like, hey, look, you know what? I'm paid to do it. This is my job description. This is outside of it. I don't physically have enough hours to cover that. We need to talk. So it'd be having solid boundaries, okay? Let's have a look. So why is the High Priestess here as the center of the reading? Let's clarify this reading now. What's this all about for you, Aquarius, throughout the last 3 weeks of June? Right. The High Priestess. Yeah, look, we've got the Nine of Cups here. And so you're going to be very happy that you trusted your intuition. So throughout the last 2 weeks of June, Aquarius, what was I going to say to you? Lost the train of thought there. There's some construction going next door, guys. If you can hear that in the microphone, apologies, okay? But anyway, you're going to be very happy with your intuition. So let's say you decided to take action because you might have been procrastinating with the Emperor in reverse, okay, in the recent past, and then you intuitively just felt that it's the right time to take action. You're going to be happy, even though it's a challenge to wait around and get this clarity. Yeah, look, again, Ace of Swords, right? It's a challenge to get the clarity and the go-ahead, the red tape being cut, the period of waiting, non-communication. So be patient, all right? You've taken action. Look, the reason why it's all happening, you felt a little bit stuck, okay, in a situation, in a place maybe, all right, due to paperwork, visas, it could be anything, all right? But then, we've got another great card in the upright, the Queen of Cups. So this is you emotionally balanced, okay? So it looks good, whatever you're waiting for. Yeah, so, recent past, Aquarius, you had no time for drama, bullshit, and conflicts, all right? Certainly conflicts of interest. You would have been very clinical, all right, with your energy there. Okay, you're going to get some clarity. There's going to be some kind of collaboration. This is your focus. You might be getting 3 opinions. There might be 3 people involved in this clarity. There might be, by you networking, you will get some clarity. It's good. Yeah, what you don't see coming towards you. We've got, it might be the end of overthinking, and then suddenly you're burdened. What am I going to think about now? Right, that kind of scenario, We don't want to drop the overthinking because now I have a void. I don't want to drop these people, places, and things because then where am I going to go? What am I going to do? That what you don't see coming towards you. Okay, so don't come from a place of I've cut out a lot of bullshit in my life, and now my life is empty. The mantra is I've cut out a load of bullshit people, places, and things in my life, and now my life is free. I'm unsticking myself, and I'm choosing me and where my emotions feel good. I'm following good feelings. Okay. Your energetic field, look at this. Your energetic field is, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, very logical and making decisions, umming and ahhing. So, like I said to you, there might be three possibilities, three pieces of advice. You're umming and ahhing, which one is right, which one sits with me. And you will use your intuition and you'll be so happy that you did, okay? Outside influences. From disappointment, then suddenly you get contact. So, slow down time. Do something while you're waiting around, Aquarius. That's what it's saying. Keep it moving. Keep networking. While you're waiting for news, because you're just going to prolong the wait by waiting, Look, in your fears, we've got the Two of Cups, and it's come out again in your fears. Two of Cups in reverse here. Some of you, there might be, some of you might really be fearful about a connection that you're in that, is it right for me? Is it for my, spiritually, is it making me happy spiritually? Is my soul dancing? Okay. In the recent past, this my way or the highway, want you in my life, Aquarius, but on my terms. Just for some of you. Yeah, look, and this is how you avoid tower moments. You're not going to be a sitting target, Aquarius, throughout the last couple of weeks of June. You're not waiting around, for the paperwork. You're going to keep it moving. And this is how you avoid tower moments. By overthinking things, making rash decisions because you're panicking now, because you've overthought it so much that you've become confused. You're not waiting around if it's about love. You're not waiting around for anyone that wants to come, your partner or someone you're dating that wants to bring this kind of energy towards you. You're just going to go, hey, look, you know what? I've no time for that. If you want to show up and meet me in a Two of Cups energy where we've got each other's backs and we're fighting the same fight, we're fighting the good fight together. I'm not going to wait around. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to follow my passions, my dreams. I'm not saying dating other people, guys, but what I'm saying is, I'm not waiting around for this to have more of this energy when I could join a pottery class. I could start photography. I could go swimming. I could, keep it moving. Aquarius is not going to be a sitting target waiting around for the other shoe to drop, okay? You're going to avoid tower moments by not waiting in every area of your life, okay? Let's have a look. Something to think about, all right? Some kind of advice on top of this reading. Looks pretty good though, all right? But I think the message for you is no waiting. Keep it moving. Even though there's things in your pending tray, you're not sitting there watching the kettle boil because you know that it takes too long, all right? And then you come back and you realize, bloody hell, I got so carried away playing guitar over there that I forgot I was making a cup of tea, Inner child, playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence, and wonder. And that's what I say, keep it moving. Don't get bogged down with overthinking, panicking, waiting around for people, waiting around for the Emperor in reverse, to stop the drama and the conflicts. Hey, you do you, boo, and I'll do me. And then hopefully when you want to meet me on the same page, we can get together and we can have fun together, all right? If it is about love throughout the last couple of weeks of June, let's have a message for that, Aquarius. If it is about love for you. Okay. We've got pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Came out in reverse. And what I'm saying to you guys, all right, the center of this reading was listen to your intuition. Okay? Because sometimes everything is not clear and you're just waiting around for, the other shoe to drop when your intuition is already telling you the answer. So, you know, your intuition is going to be key. Soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. Look at this. You're fearing that it's not, but it is. Maybe true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. I reckon you're going through a bit of a glitch. I think the answer for the last couple of weeks of June, Aquarius, where you've waited around, wanting to put work in, wanted people to show up and treat you with respect, you know, rather than trying to control you or lying by omission, these kind of things, which just causes drama, you know, avoidant personality types. You just keep it moving and things miraculously take care of themselves because other people now miss you and go, Aquarius has switched up here. I better shape up. Okay, but, you know, as far as love is concerned, I think it's using your intuition to keep things moving. But in line with self-love, not being a sitting target and waiting around for tower moments. It's like, I can see a tower moment coming. What am I going to do today to avoid that? You know? So let's have a look. One of these. Worry in reverse. And this is how you end anxiety, overthinking, and burdens, Aquarius. I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. So switch the kettle on to make a cup of tea or coffee, and then go and play guitar, and then come back and you might have forgotten about the cup of tea. You might not want it anymore. So keep it moving. I think this is the message. If it is about love, one more of these, okay? I've done quite a few on love for you, but something that might pop up last couple of weeks of June for you to pay attention to. Let's have a look. If it is about love. I love the attention you give me. And so, Aquarius, where this reading is going is not to be waiting around, not trying to resolve the Emperor's outward shows of controlling behavior. You keep it moving. The Emperor now has to turn up right to miss you. What was that card again? By you pulling your attention away from things that might burden you and do things that keep your life moving, forward movement, is when people switch up and change for the better, or they don't. But by that time, you might have forgotten about the cup of coffee, right? Is that, am I making sense there? Bad analogy, wasn't it? If you're a song, Aquarius, if you're a song throughout the last couple of weeks of June, the band might mean something, the title might mean something, just the words in the title, the melody might evoke certain feelings. There may be some subliminal message in there for you, all right? Listen to it like Yesterday by the Beatles. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks like they're here to stay. This is how you avoid tower moments, keeping it moving and not thinking about yesterday, okay? Yesterday was yesterday for a reason, okay? Today is a whole new day. But your intuition is going to be bang on. You're going to be so happy that you trusted yourself and your intuition. You are going to network and get, you know, other opinions, but you are going to sift through the facts. You are going to, you know, sort out the wheat from the chaff, they say. And you'd be so glad that you trusted your intuition throughout the last 2 weeks of June. One of these, this is just a positive mantra now. Something to think about, something to carry with you for the last couple of weeks, all right? It's called Pass Around the Smile. It's a beautiful deck, and it's getting a bit old now. Count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms. Again, keeping it moving. Positivity, forward movement. Count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms, Aquarius. This card urges you to focus on the positive. What you think about, you bring about. Okay? So leave the Emperor in reverse here to, you know, try and cause the drama. Sorry, can't deal with you right now. I've got a pottery class to go to. And now they're left with their own inner turmoil, which they need to regulate. And maybe they can come good tomorrow. Not yesterday, tomorrow. So, because, you know, today you're busy. Right, so Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed that. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe. Means I can continue to do this for free for you. If you want to reach out for a personal reading, you can do so at moderntarot.net or browse the YouTube Modern Tarot store. And I'll do my best to give you some clarity on your personal situations. In the meantime, Aquarius, good luck with that. No waiting around. Things are looking up. Trusting your intuition, and all is well in the kingdom. Take care. See you soon. Bye now.